Hey, Alex here from Nintu, and in this video I'm going to walk you through how to create, edit and manage simple sections and containers on your website. Alright, so we're going to jump straight into the builder. And on the builder, the first thing we're going to do is insert a div. Like you have here, I'm just going to call this one section. And from here, we want to add the class x-section. And this is our core section class that we can control globally. And I'll get into a little bit more details of what this section class contains next. But from here, if we wanted to edit and customize this individual section, we can simply add our additional utility classes, such as, let's say we want to change the background color. We could add this container, and I'm going to add the class x-container. You can see it centers it adds some padding on the top and the bottom, as well as the left and right, and it's already pre-configured for most use cases on your website. But again, say you wanted to override some of the existing settings, it's as simply as adding the additional utility classes on this element itself. So you could go here, let's say we wanted PY, so padding on the Y-axis, top and bottom, to be 0. You type that in and you can see it removes that padding. For now, I'm just going to remove the additional classes that I added. And a last step that I like to do when building my websites is I like to save my section and container as a global element. And it's just because I reuse this element over and over and over again. It's much easier to have it pre-saved, pre-configured. And then from there, I go down to my global elements here and I pin it all the way at the top. You can see it's right here, my global element section. And if I was to add a new section to the page, I could just simply click on that. That would add it here, and I can do the same thing then with the container that lives inside of it. Now let's go have a look in the backend in the Winden config side to see how this section is configured and how we can edit it globally to apply to all sections on our website. So if you jump into your Winden settings and you go and have a look at your layer components here and then X section, you can see here that we've got essentially a class that we've created, X section, and then we're applying a series of utility classes to this same section. And we're doing it this way so that everything stays consistent within our framework. And if we were to modify the framework, say change our type scale or our sizing scale, or even change our brand colors, that would automatically be applied to our X section element, and we wouldn't have to go back and change every single utility class that we've added to this component. If I say wanted to change all sections across the entire website, I could go here under X section and I could change, for example, from BG-white. Maybe I wanted it a little bit of an off-white. I could do BG-N for neutrals -50, and that would apply a neutral background color to all of our sections. Same thing applies then for the container. You've got X container and the default utility classes that we use globally, and if you wanted to change them, do so there. You can see on this one, we've got it MX Auto, which essentially centers, it sets the margin on the left and the right to be automatic. It gives it a max width. It gives us some padding on the left and the right on the X-axis, and then the same on the Y-axis, and it gives it the position relative by default, so that we can start using some absolute position things inside of that container and not have to remember to go back and add relative positioning. Alrighty, that's all in terms of editing and modifying your different sections and containers. Let me know if you have any questions, either in the comments down below, in our different groups, or you can ping me directly. And otherwise, I'll see you in the next video.